Today, you have my word, I will try to beat hyper mode. I don't promise that we're going to do it. I mean, the last run that we had, I died at 2947, 2946, something like that. It made me want to die for sure in Minecraft. But look at this. Every time you lose, you get a little bit more stuff that you can use for the future. We didn't play as Pasqualina yesterday. Give me some Pasqualina in the Mad Forest. And run it, man. She's got magic wand. No, Rune Tracer. Holy cow. Poe is OP. I mean, I thought I was doing pretty well until I died. Give me King Bible. Early Garlic's kind of cracked. Dude, honestly, early Rune Tracer's kind of cracked. I'm not being a hater right now. Here's a hot take for you. Vampire Survivors is a driving game. How does that sound? As long if we're talking about takes that make people angry, how about this one? Vampire Survivors is a driving game. You're not driving a car. You're driving a person. Let's call it a racing game, not a driving game. And your goal is to not get smashed up like a demolition derby. It's a deck builder. The first deck building driving game ever released, next to Mealborn. You'd love to see it. Go ahead. King Bible's gonna own you. I'm not scared. I want that champion dead as soon as possible. Early 5-stack, we're off to the races. Just one early 5-stack. Okay, Cross. Spinach is Fire Wand. Magic Wand is Tome. Cross is something I remember the synergy for Evolved Cross is something I don't normally take. Laurel? Clover! Clover. Give me Lightning Ring. I think we have too many weapons, but I'm okay with it. They're good weapons. Dude, honestly, like, we're kind of cracked on damage here early. I'm schmoving like a madman. Take my Rune Tracer up. This is my dominant element right now. They're good weapons, Jerry. Dude, honestly, I know I Seinfeld post a little too much, but I'm like almost all the way through season 8, which is the second last season. And there's a lot of discourse in the media about how, like, the show falls off hard when Larry David left. And I gotta say, season 8 has some seriously classic episodes, man. I'll take King Bible for sure. Like, season 8 still has, well, the Jerk Store called and they're running out of you. What's the difference? You're their all-time bestseller. It's got the episode with the Van Buren boys. It's got Bizarro Jerry. Yeah, when Elaine makes friends with the Bizarro version of Jerry, George, and Kramer, but they're actually like all nice and well-read and stuff like that. It's got some classic eps, man, for sure. Season 9 has no Larry David. That's where Festivus is. They still had some talent on that show. I will say, though, there are some times where in, like, season 8, it's the first time in the whole show where jokes fall flat even with the audience. Like, once every 5 episodes, there will be, like a joke where even the audience laugh track doesn't go off, and that did not happen earlier in the show. But it's still, season 8 is still, it's still going pretty hard. I'm schmoving. Still schmoving. Give me a better cross. Now that WoW is on Game Pass, you're going to start playing. I'm afraid that I've sequestered all of my bad Activision Microsoft takes to yesterday. I believe I said, when was the last time Activision made a good game? Not everybody was into that. Okay, what is Spellbinder upgrades King Bible? I can at least take one of those. You can take one of those. But then I need to acknowledge that I am just, I'm not a AAA hater because I love indie games that much, but I think I'm like a AAA hater just because, I mean, there's like one interesting AAA game that comes out from a company not called Nintendo like every 4 years. That's probably not correct, but it is how I feel. But I'm like, when was the last time... Okay, this is not fair either, because I was going to say, when was the last time, like, EA made something I cared about? And the answer has got to be, like, It Takes Two, right? Like, I haven't played it yet, but I mean, I will at some point. But it's pretty rare. Like, 90% of, like, what AAA companies come out with, I have very little interest in. Especially, like... I mean, like, the first parties, it's a little different, but, like, studios that are, like, just game publishers, Ubisoft, Take-Two, EA, you know, Bandai Namco, from software stuff, you know, notwithstanding, although some of that's with Activision. Like, I mean, I like sports games, but that's a lot of it for sure. Like, a lot of it. Keep me going. I think we built a nice little foundation for ourselves here. We got good damage. We got good weapons. We're getting close to possible evolutions. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Capcom, I have a lot of respect for. It's just like I'm not that much of a Capcom dude. Like, they seem to be knocking that out of the park with the Monster Hunters. They seem to be doing an uneven, but largely still pretty good job with the remakes of Resident Evil. The new Resident Evils have been great. Like, they've got some good stuff going on. Devil May Cry? I played DMC in 2013. Oh yeah, there was a Devil May Cry 5 came out like last year, right? 10 years ago? Last year? I see the stopwatch. I just got to get surrounded first. 2019. Okay, 2019. A couple years ago. Did they say I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light? No? Well, then I'm not interested. I also didn't really, so like I played DMC. I also, when Devil May Cry 1 became a greatest hit on the PlayStation 2, I bought it and played about half of it, and then I was like, this shit is too hard, and went back to playing sports games. So I was very confused for parts of DMC that I thought was actually a pretty good game. But like, when your brother shows up, and, you know, Dante's like, you, and I'm like, who's this guy? I only know the lady who rides the motorcycle and, Mundus. That's all I got. I don't know who the heck this guy is. I don't know if it's Virgil or Nero or Shelob. I got no clue, man. Oh, baby. Thanks for the orb shout out. Thank you, thank you. Oh, King Bible is doing some work. Okay, we're getting close to some evolutions. Now, I've realized you got to kill one of the bosses before you get the chance to get an evolution, and then it's got to be inside of a chest. We need shorter cooldown time. She's not a love interest? Well, hold on. Okay, spoilers for Devil May Cry 1. What's her name? Is it Trish? I think it is Trish or something, right? There was definitely a romantic subplot, but isn't she like not real? Spoilers in case you wanted to play this game that came out in 2002. No, there wasn't. They were gonna do it. Did you see the way they were on that motorcycle together? Always duplicator. Oh wait, I forgot. It's not a Team Ninja game. Maybe they weren't gonna do it. I don't know. It's, you can +2 me. I don't even know what the joke meant. It just felt right in my head. Dante has no love interest? Son of a... No, that's not true. In DMC, he clearly loves himself. He does also love pizza, yes. That's about all I know, though. I'm not that aware of the Devil May Cry universe. Because I played the first one, and I was like, this is a lot of fun. And then Devil May Cry 2 literally was like one of the... Like, I was super excited for it. And then when it came out, like, all the reviews were like, this game's ass. And as a result, I never played it. And I said, fool me once, I'm never coming back. And I didn't come back until 2012. Dude. King Bible is legitimately just garlic for hunks. Please evolve me. That's not evolved, but that's fine. Please play Devil May Cry 2? No, Game Informer gave it a 6. You know how bad a game had to be in 2003 for a magazine to give it a 6 when it was on the cover? Like, that's... It's honestly unfathomable. I mean, if you normalize based on media, like, that's like a 2. Help me. I'm not sweating my HP, but you do have to remember, it can all go wrong at a moment's notice. I do also think we're about to be birded. Not birded, flowered. There we go! Look, I'm getting the feel for the loop of the game. Need you to stay in King Bible range, please. We need Clover for Evolved Cross. I would Duplicator to survive, Clover to thrive. I think we're a higher level than we previously had been on all of our losses here. Like, I think we're kind of ripping it up. There's no way this guy's not going down to the power of King Bible. I'm surprised he's not dead yet. Nice little gap opened up here. Ooh, that's rare. Evolve me. I'm evolved. Okay. Frame rate destroying King Bible. Just give it a second to pop out. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, man. Melting the flowers. You love to see it. Now, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get some attack speed. I'm invincible. I'm actually Thanos. Okay, more projectiles, please. Okay, we start with skeletons. Oh, the tissue paper! Give me some spinach for that increased damage. Oh, man. This is not normally where I'm at in this game. I see something, now I just take it. Oh, man. Like a hot knife through butter. Maybe that's what I gotta do. Maybe instead of trying to warm up my butter, I gotta start, like, warming up a knife. bitrate for us. Don't worry, like in 19 minutes, the bitrate will be better. We'll take Bracer for faster King Bibles. Oh, man. Glowing 1,000 degree knife versus skeletons. Is an honest question. What's the hot content on YouTube right now? I'm out of the meta, obviously. But like, you know, there was like Spider-Man Elsa, stuff like that. Like SEO just designed to like, you know, crush the algorithm. What's the current meta? Everything's a cake. Antique restorations. That's pretty cool. Hiking videos. What about existing in Japan? Seems to be a fairly common one as well. Unironically, VTubers. Come on. Camp cooking videos. Honestly, some of the like ASMR food channels have got it. That's the cross upgraded. Let's go. Are like, they honestly might have the best job in the world. Like, there's one channel that comes up in Kate's recommended now and then, and it's literally just like a guy in Japan just films the meals that he's eating, but like not his face or anything, just like the food, and then like he's like, this is rice, this is tonjiru, you know, this is wakame and stuff like that, and then just subtitles it, and then like 10 minutes later there's like a time lapse and he's like, look, it's all gone, so delicious, see you next time. But he doesn't even talk, it's all in text on the screen, and every video has like 2 to 3 million views. And I'm like, this motherfucker cracked the code. I'm not saying he's not putting in labor, but he's legitimately not doing anything. And that's aspirational. Like, this dude is just going out to lunch and being like, these are French fries. So cute. And I'm like, man, this is like, he's not wrong, don't get me wrong. Oh no. Okay, hold on, get me out of here. I was laughing because there was one, maybe 3 million views is a little overstatement, but there was one where like this guy, apparently there's a ferry in Japan that you can take from like Tokyo to Osaka basically, which is, I don't know, like 2 hours on the train. But if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you could take a 48-hour long ferry. He went on the ferry, and then the noteworthy thing about the ferry is that all of the meals come in vending machines. So you buy like a real meal from a vending machine, it spits out the package, then it has like microwave instructions. You take it to a microwave bay, and then you know, warm it up and eat it. He was there for 2 days, and all the subtitles were like, I'm so excited to be on this vending machine ferry. Every meal looked like pure ass, and even the world's most wholesome food YouTuber, like by the time that he was done with the ferry, he's like, I don't really know what taco salad is supposed to taste like, but this doesn't seem right. And then the end of the video, he was like, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this. And it's the first time I've ever seen it from one of those channels. I feel like almost every other, like, I'm traveling in Japan video is like, look at this 7-Eleven, isn't it cute? You have to come here. This guy was like, straight up, do not come. Like, don't do this. And I was like, okay, so there is a limit. There is a limit to where you're like, even in Japan, this is not worth it. I didn't know that that limit existed. Anyway. Okay, I'm slightly scared here. Well, we're level 40. That seems early. Has Blippi been recommended to your kid yet? No, we're on a 100% Sesame Street diet for now. I also, if we catch it when it's on, I will let her watch the Not So Late Show with Elmo, which comes on once a week at like 6:30 p.m. It's kind of like Elmo's Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Saved, saved, saved. Now you're all gonna pay. But that's it. I don't want to open the YouTube floodgates. I mean, just being sincere, I don't trust like a 20-year-old to watch content that's good for them on YouTube. And it's not even really like a knock on someone for their age. It's just like, I feel like it takes like a lot of media literacy to think critically about what you're watching when literally anybody can make a video about anything. We can make it. Like, obviously I'm biased, but like, I feel like, you know, for the most part, like gaming videos are okay. But, you know, there's probably exceptions. But, you know, especially, I mean, I'm speaking this mostly like I watch some financial content and like investing content. Literally anybody can make a YouTube video. Like, you don't have to be like an accredited financial advisor or anything. If you just let the algorithm like autoplay shit, you will see some of the dumbest advice you'll ever see like in your life. There's a turkey here. I need to know. We need a fire wand. They do have to tell you they're not a financial advisor. It's true. After 30, like the title is like one stock guaranteed to go 50x in the next 6 weeks, and then it's like, so I'm not, this is just for entertainment purposes, by the way, but this is your last chance to get in on it. And then you're like, what the hell? My whole portfolio is just magic mushroom stocks. Overall market was up 23% in 2021, and I'm down 62%. What the hell happened? It was a guaranteed 100x. Okay, this one goes out to whoever said NL's dead in 2 minutes, I guarantee it. The rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated. Stay frozen. King Bible's ripping it up. Ripping it up. Stay frozen. We're back to full HP. I can't believe it. This token is guaranteed not to be funged. I always laugh like, because this is now like, you know, in a very short time horizon, it's hard to tell someone that they're like wrong, right? I remember like when I watched a lot of investing content last year, there's like, I'm not trying to be too much of a hater, but there'll be like, you know, 24-year-old. Okay, that's too old to be at. There would be like 21-year-olds that would like launch a Twitch channel that's like, you know, get the $1 million portfolio challenge. Like, I'm starting with $10,000. Let's see how fast we can grow it to $1 million, which is just hilarious. And then like, they're like, hey, this is video number 4, so I own like, I have 70 positions in my stock portfolio. Instead of just having like, you know, 4 things I believe in, I bought 1 share of absolutely everything. And I hate to say it, even though the market's 30% up in the last 12 months, as of a year ago, we're actually down about like 8% right now. And I'm like, damn, dude, you should not be making this video. Or you could be making the video, but don't release it. People might, you know, with less media literacy are going to be like, you're like a stock picker. And they're like, no, this dude's 38% down relative to like just buying the whole market and sitting on your hands, doing nothing. Like, anyway, look, I'm getting on my high horse. That's YouTube in general. You got to be really careful with the, you know, I think it's really easy for like a young person to not realize that they're watching like somebody who's maybe not even like a scam artist necessarily, but just doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, and, you know, gets off on kind of being an authority in a subject in which they actually have no expertise. About stocks on margin today? Any advice? Well, like, I think my advice would be like, don't do that. But now that you're kind of like locked in, my second piece of advice would be like, hey, at least you did it before the rate hikes started coming. So, I mean, there's that, I guess. At this point, I'm not gonna, you know, say anything that's gonna cause you to lose sleep at night. I think you're already... Anyway. Keep the fire one pumping. Now we're talking. And I've reached the point of like media literacy where I don't watch anything except sitcoms from the 90s. So like that's, you reach eventually like a point of enlightenment where you're like, I don't watch anything. Notice I didn't say TV. That's because TV is a nickname and nicknames are for friends, and TV is no friend of mine. I'm okay. I can handle the swarm, man. Move less. Move less. Kill the boss. The boss is dead. What do you think about the CBC reducing the amount of reliance on advertising? I'm for it. I do think it's, I mean, this is like a perfect world, you know, solution. But it's weird that like it's a publicly funded broadcaster, but also I have to see ads. But then like, there's a part of me that's like, I don't mind seeing an ad when the ad is for a product that is not the CBC. But when I have to watch an ad for another CBC show before I can get back to my CBC show, I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? You don't need to run this ad. Like, if I wasn't gonna watch, you know, Trickster on CBC Gems by now, I'm not gonna do it anymore. You got no shot. But also, like, just in general, I think maybe, like, especially, like, you know, I've been at this a while now. Hold on, excuse me. If you'll just excuse me, I need this loot. In 2012, in order to survive as, like, a content creator, which I guess I would not describe the CBC as necessarily, but you had to make advertiser-friendly content because it was, like, the only way to generate any sort of income. You know, this is, like, pre-Patreon, pre-Twitch partnership, like, the whole internet just, it went from, like, the banner ad model that blogs had been using for, and websites for, like, you know, 15 years, to, like, now we got in-stream video ads. I'm very, like, happy, not just on a personal level, but, like, in terms of the kind of content that I think exists now, I'm very happy that there's much more of, like, a direct-to-consumer style, like, funding model for a lot of people. Like, obviously, some people are still in the YouTube advertising grind, but like I saw Matt this tweet yesterday that like their podcast is crushing it on Patreon. Wow, okay, we need a new weapon. That's something like you could not have fathomed in 2012. That you're like, people just pay you to make the kind of content that they want. Is probably content that like, if they had to make it advertiser friendly, not even like no swearing, but I just mean like in terms of reaching such a large enough audience to make it worth their time, the content would probably be a lot worse. So it's kind of sick that there's like way more user funding and like people are willing to pay for more niche content that otherwise couldn't exist exclusively in a world driven by like Coca-Cola advertisement. And I'm hoping, I don't want any of these. I wanted the knife. I should have taken the knife and you've lied to me, and I don't want anything. I don't want any of these. I don't want them. Pentagram, you know what? Just because you asked nicely. Someone did tell me that Pentagram has a chance to not destroy the experience when it pops off, which would be nice. But yeah, because I think in general, look, again, I'm like an old boomer. I'm an old soul. I'm actually a millennial. But I'll say things like what I'm about to say. Like there's an old adage in economics that's like, if you show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcomes. So like YouTube, when it was exclusively, I mean, when there were no ads, that was kind of sick. I think you got a lot of great content out of that. When it became largely driven by like, you have to make content that is advertiser friendly, I think it led to more like boilerplate cookie cutter generic content. But now that we're in a position, okay, where it's more like 20% chance to not erase. Look at that. Where it's like much of the funding for any channel comes from like the viewers directly. I think they can be more true to the kind of content they're passionate to make in the first place, which leads to better content. But I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm just on my high horse talking about nothing because I can't think about anything else while I play this game. Exactly, the same business model as niche fetish porn. If you wanna see, you know, Parappa the Rapper speedruns, you might have to get a tier 2 sub to your favorite streamer in order to see that. Because on YouTube, I don't know if it's gonna pop off. Maybe once, if they do like an AGDQ, people will be like, wow, this is amazing, I've never seen this before, and then they'll never seek it out again. I think it's cool that exists now. Why is your HP draining? I think I keep walking into enemies. is the answer? I would like, give me my attractor up here. There you go. Less movement. Less movement. Less movement. We're turning it into a turn-based game. %40 chance to not erase items. Yo, what? I've been sleeping on pentagram this whole time? There's gonna be another pentagram? I love this game, but it hurts my eyes. What do you mean, though? Like, there's not like a whole lot of flashing lights and like, you know, stuff going on in that vicinity. It's pretty simple. We're not actually getting any stronger, though. Like, does the pentagram pop on an interval? Or does it only pop when you pick up another level of it? Oh, it does on an interval. Never mind then. Maybe we are getting a little stronger then. A little turkey. Dude, I think we're gonna win. Wow, it's maxed. I actually think we're gonna win. Just don't run into the enemies this time. If you're gonna move, take like little steps. Little steps. Then you can step back a little. Then you can step forward a little. Then you can step back a little. You said the same thing yesterday? It's true, but yesterday I didn't have any frames. So my neural activity is tied to the frame rate. Oh, you shouldn't have. Thank you. $20, 27:44 death time. No shot. Actually, no shot. There's no way this gets bad enough in a minute that I die. Because I haven't even had to use the sensational power of my otherworldly movement yet. You've seen me filter. I could filter through this, no problem. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And look at this, we got daylight already. So 27:44, not gonna happen. But if they really crowd me out, I think a piece of my floor just came up. Has Dimension 7R been here? Uh-oh. Okay, well, hold on. I took a little bit of damage there. Give me a floor turkey. Perhaps I was a little hasty. No, I'm feeling good. 27:44 is not going to happen. Minute 27, they start attacking outside the game. Inscription strats. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Look at that. There's an orb on the left. Holy cow. I want it. I mean, a level and a half is not that much until you remember you're at level 65. Then it feels like it's pretty pog. Well, there's 2744. Things can go bad pretty quickly if they spawn in some more enemies, but I think we're doing all right, man. First hyper mode victory, perhaps incoming. No hubris strats. You seeing these champions? But imagine the gems that we're about to get when they all die. Oh, but I didn't get the XP! Yeah, it's okay. Hey, Aaron, thank you, by the way, for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, champions are the blue pixels. If you squint, you might see them. This is my cell membranes after I get that booster shot in February. Oh, man. Don't rain on my parade, Chad. Just say so true. $29 minutes. You loved it. Give me some of the red gems, please. True, that's pretty true. Even the bats can't get past the bats. Oh, baby. Pentagram is great anti-slowdown tech, at least. Hello, hi, it's me again. Okay. Goodbye, I'll go fuzzy again. $30 seconds. There's no way we're not making it. We're in the skeleton farm. We're getting like, 3 rubies a minute. Or a second, I should say. Go ahead. Go ahead, try me. The bats, I don't even know what kills them. They just like die in the corner. Okay, now Dracula, you piece of crap. You piece of crap. You think you can make it? Okay, he got me. But still. We did it! Hey! It's literally possible to win a game of Vampire Survivors in hyper mode. Okay, so the pentagram DPS, I have to feel like that's overestimated because of when it showed up. Like, it kills everything on the screen, and it showed up when there were a lot of enemies with a lot of HP. That being said, it did also do the most damage out of anything, which is crazy because we only had it for 7 minutes. I feel like King Bible's upgraded version, the DPS looks bad relative to the other evolved ones, but based on when we got it, it was crushing enemies, man. Oh, Rune Tracer was pogging up too, no doubt. Lightning kind of fell off. I could see that. I feel like the pushback, yeah, that's like the knockback was the most helpful for us. Okay, let me get more. It's so expensive. Holy cow. Sure? No? No? Sure? No? Oh my god. Some people in chat were like, I 100%ed this over the weekend. What the hell? I guess we want more coins in that case so we can buy more stuff. My lord. It took me 15 hours. This is not that much time. Give me a slash marker, not SM64. Vampire survivors.